Hello, AUMC. I'm Tammy Box, and I'm your finance chair. I wanted to give you a quick update on how we ended up in 2020, and then also turn the page to 2021 and talk about how we're looking for the financial health of Arvada United Methodist Church in this year. So first of all, I wanted to give you some great news. We ended 2020 in the black. As many of you will remember, we had a really ambitious budget planned for 2020. Our budget was supposed to be around $921,456 and some change. We did well overall, especially considering all the changes that we had to make in the use of our building and going virtual as well, and also knowing that it was a difficult year for many of our families. So overall, our income came in around 92%, and we managed that and balanced it out by having expenses that came in around 91%. So we ended in the black with about $15,000 left over. At the end of 2020, our finance committee met and we voted to take any excess we might have and be able to apply that to missional giving. So I'm proud to tell you that we took the $15,000 and we donated that to historically black colleges and universities, as well as the ministerial funds for the Mountain Sky Conference. So the money was put to very good use. And while I'm talking about missional giving for 2020, let me give you the full picture. So beyond that, I'm really proud to report that we were able to contribute 100% of our conference tithe. So in total, for all of the outreach and all of the wonderful things we do in our church, AUMC contributed $165,000 in missional giving. I can just say that I know that money went to a lot of people who needed it, and I'm so proud to be part of a church that recognizes even in the leanest of times we need to reach out to our neighbors. So thank you for all that you did last year to contribute to that. As we look internally, though, to AUMC, I wanted to remind you that in July of last year, we were able to pay off our capital campaign. So for those of you who may be new and don't know what capital campaign means, we had a major renovation that we concluded on our church a few years back, and we had a loan associated with that renovation. So in July, we were able to pay that off in full, on time, and because that is related to our building, there were some capital campaign funds that came in after we paid off the loan. We applied that extra that came in for the capital campaign to seed a new building fund. And I'm happy to report that already for 2021, we have additional monies that have been pledged to go into that building fund. So in 2021, we are starting a building fund with about $50,000 in it, which is really wonderful. If you've been in our building, and most of you have, you know that we have an older building that will have some need and will need some love as we move forward. So it's good to have that fund in place. So let me switch gears now and talk about 2021. I think we're all so relieved to be in this new year. It was a challenge that we gave to all of the leadership and the program leads in our church to try to sort out what they should budget for 2021 in terms of expenses. We put them through quite a bit of rigor. So what we asked was for them to consider 3 different scenarios. And the scenarios had to do with varying degrees of our facilities being open or us being virtual. And that, of course, is due to the pandemic and trying to understand when we'll be able to really do more in person this year. Looking at those 3 scenarios, we picked the middle of the road one on which to base our budgeting and our estimates. So in general, we're looking at probably a budget somewhere around $912,000. It can go in a couple different directions depending on how the year proceeds. So we have just recently completed most of the pledging period for this year. And I'm happy to tell you that we have about $679,000 pledged, and that is from 269 households or pledging units. We also have our 2020 Paycheck Protection Plan small business loan, which was automatically converted to a grant and will be returned to us at some point, I think this spring. So with that additional money, we will be able to, and I should mention in addition to that, also non-commitment based income that we have that comes into AUMC. All told, income-wise, we're going to be able to meet that $912,000 budget for 2021 and hopefully have just a little bit left again this year. Other good news, we had about 200 households which were able to either increase their pledge for 2021 or at least stay the same. So we're really grateful that that occurred. We had 52 that did decrease, and we know that we are continuing to be in a period of time for a lot of families that are that's difficult. We do also, more good news, have 12 new households that are pledging commitments toward AUMC for 2021. So I mentioned the PPP loan, and I just wanted to put a little footnote on that. It turns out there will be another PPP loan opportunity in 2021. However, the requirements for that specify that you had to have a certain percentage of losses during a quarter in 2020. And as you know, we did not. We managed to navigate our way through 2020 beautifully. So I think it's a blessing that we're not going to qualify quite yet for any additional PPP loan. As we look into 2021, don't forget, this is the 150th year in the life of Arvada United Methodist Church. I know we're all excited to get vaccinated and to be able to worship together and see one another. And as we look at our finances, I still believe that AUMC is holding strong. I'm very hopeful that this year will be a rebuilding year for us all in many aspects of our lives. But in the financial help and growth of AUMC, I also hope this will be a beautiful year of renewal. I have to tell you that I look forward to the day that I'll get to see all of you in person again. That will mean a lot to me. So thank you, stay safe, and please stay strong. God bless.